The ADONIS UD1 uni-directional microphone, designed for ham radio, a microphone that gives you a much more relaxed style of operation. We check it out with the Icom IC-7300 and the IC-9700. Welcome to the Waters and Stanton video channel once again. My name's Peter Waters, call sign is G30JV. Glad you could join me. I was asked to do a video on a microphone. This ADONIS AM-UD1. The UD1 stands for uni-directional. In other words, it receives receives best in one direction only, which is quite a popular requirement for microphones. But you know, being asked to review a microphone is very difficult at the best of times. You know, the microphone is one of the most imperfect items in the recording industry. You can pay up to £6,000 or £7,000 for a microphone. You can pay £10 or £15 for a microphone. And even the most expensive microphones have good and bad points. You would think that the best microphone is one that's got a completely flat response, but that's not always true. Singers particularly like microphones that have got a peak somewhere. Sometimes a singer will have their favourite microphone because it makes them sound better. They sound better with a microphone than without a microphone. And I suppose radio communications has also got its own requirements. I mean, if you were to spend £5,000 or £6,000 on a microphone which had rave reviews and was used for recording widely and gave superb results on music and whatever, it still might not be the best microphone for communications. And I have to say that if you were to spend that sort of money on a microphone, then I can think of better things in the ham radio industry to spend £6,000 on a microphone. Nevertheless, a microphone is very important because unless you're a CW only addict, you need a microphone. When we're thinking of, for example, sideband on transceivers, HF transceivers, or in fact 2 meters, the passband for transmission is around about 300 or 400 hertz up to around about 3,000 hertz. It's quite a narrow band actually, but it's an important band. And the reason it's important is because that's the part of the audio spectrum that carries the information. If you go down below 500 hertz, okay, it gives character to the voice. It may make it a bit easier to identify, but it doesn't really carry any information. And likewise, if you go above about 3,000 hertz, 3 kilohertz, there's not an awful lot of information that's carried there. You certainly couldn't really understand much that was being said if all you heard was everything above 3,000 hertz. So again, it tends to add character. The most important part of the spectrum is obviously the part that the transmitter transmits, and that is around about 400 or 500 hertz to 3,000 hertz. So the microphone requirement is quite modest really, and it doesn't really matter whether it's flat or whether it's got a slight peak, because a slight peak has been quite a popular thing to have, but it doesn't really matter that much because a lot of the time in most modern transceivers now you can fiddle around with the transmitter response to some extent anyway. It's basically getting that information onto the transmitter. The hand microphones these days are not bad. I mean, I've got a couple of Icom transceivers here. They both use the same microphone. Well, here we They both use the same microphone. It doesn't look much, does it? I mean, if you were going to sell that for a lot of money, you wouldn't get it because it doesn't look the part. But it's not bad. It's functional, it's not bad. And I've done some tests, and really and truly, it's quite a decent microphone. And plenty of people on the air that have got IC-7300s or 9700s get very good complimentary reports on the audio. I've had some nice reports on the audio. So although it doesn't look particularly expensive, and maybe it's not, I don't know, it certainly is the part. But, you know, a lot of us hams really don't want this sort of microphone in our hand all the time, do we? We want it sort of up right there, because for a start, you've only got one hand there, and if you want to operate a computer, it's not so easy. So it's very nice to actually have both hands free. You could use a, sorry about that. You could use a headset, of course, but not everybody wants a headset. It's a bit claustrophobic. And it's one of these things, you either like it or you don't like it. It's another Marmite example, isn't it? Do you like a headset or don't you? I personally am not overly keen on headsets. I like to sort of have a bit of space around me. So the alternative is a base station microphone or desk microphone, such as the ADONIS AM-UD1, get the name right. ADONIS makes some really nice microphones, actually. They have come to prominence again in the last few years. Made in Japan, and this particular model has only been out fairly recently. It's unidirectional. So what is unidirectional? Well, it means to say it works best in one direction. The advantage of that is twofold. First of all, because it's unidirectional, it doesn't pick up fan noise and that sort of thing. It's only focused on what it's pointing to, my mouth, my face. So you don't get fan noise so much because it doesn't pick up from noise from the back. Because it's focused, it enables you to sort of sit back a bit. You don't have to go like that. You can go like that. You can sit back and it works perfectly okay. And you've got hands free. You can operate your computer, you can operate your radios. It gives you such a relaxed feeling rather than having that hand microphone. So the ADONIS AM-UD1 is a base station desktop microphone. Oh, by the way, it's got this little foam anti-pop filter, which is quite good, because if you do want to speak fairly close to it, it stops the popping noise that you get. You get that with hand microphones sometimes, you hear it sometimes on the air. So it stops the popping noise. What I'm going to do is to give you a quick run around on the microphone so you can see it for yourself. You'll get the idea of what it's got, the features and so forth. And then we'll actually try it. I'll try and record the microphone so you get some feel for how it sounds. Now, don't get too excited about how it sounds, because it won't sound much different from the hand microphone here. But it will give a more focused response. It will enable you to sit back, and even though you're sitting back, you can still get a fair bit of punch to the signal. So let's first of all have a look at the microphone more closely and see how it looks and all the buttons are and so forth. On the base of the microphone are several controls. We've got this button here, which is the power on off. In most cases it'll pick the power up from the transceiver if there's voltage on the mic socket, otherwise you can put batteries in the base. Then here you've got the PT to control. Press it and hold it and you'll be on transmit, release it and you're back onto receive. So this is like a break-in control really. If you're going to have a longer QSO, you want to sit back, then you press this here. That locks the transceiver into the transmit position, and when you press that button it releases it. So for long QSOs, press that, you're on transmit, press that button to release it. And then you've got two up-down buttons here. The function of these buttons depends on the setup of your transceiver. Normally it will either change frequency by a set amount, or it'll go up and down the memories. and that really depends on how your transceiver has been set up. The microphone lead is a standard 8-pin connector which goes into the back of the microphone there. It's important that you get the one with the orange sticker that goes into the back of the microphone, because the other end will be marked for your particular transceiver. In this case I've got Icom, in this case it's an 8-pin round connector, but you can get modular as well, and it's important that you order the right lead for your transceiver. On the base of the transceiver you've got a switch there. It's labelled normal or low cut. Normal gives a rounded response which would probably be ideal for FM. Low cut reduces the bass level, and that would be more suitable for single sideband, giving a more punchy signal. And to the right there you've got a screwdriver control which adjusts the output level of the mic in order to suit your transceiver. It's a nice slim line design which will sit neatly in front of any transceiver. Right, well, I'm ready to do this test now. What I'm going to do is, I've got the Icom microphone here, and I'm going to speak into the Icom microphone. As I say, it's quite a good microphone actually, and you'll hear the audio now. The microphone response is being tailored within the 9700, so you're not going to get a full sort of frequency response with loads of bass and loads of treble. You'll get the response that's been tailored into the Icom transceiver. Just to show you what the hookup is, I've taken the audio, monitor audio from the IC-9700 into the Rode microphone input. Then I've got a Zoom recorder here. That Zoom recorder has been fed with the Rode receiver. Take that away. So that receiver is receiving the audio fed in through an XLR into the Rode recorder, so I can directly record the audio from the 9700, the 9700's monitoring system, onto the Zoom recorder. So here we are. This is a short test or a short demonstration of the microphone.
Hello there. This is Golf 3 Oscar Juliet Victor, G3 Ocean Japan Victoria, G30 JV testing. I'm using the Icom handheld microphone, and let's see how I've set it. I've got no compression at all. All I've got is mic gain. There's no compression at all. So this is the Icom microphone, Golf 3 Oscar Juliet Victor G30 JV testing. 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. This is the Icom microphone.
Right. Now what I'm going to do is to plug in, sorry about the noises, plug in the ADONIS microphone, and I'll probably have to adjust, get that in properly. There we are. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the ADONIS microphone. I may have to adjust the audio gain slightly to make up the gain.
Right, this is Golf 3 Oscar Juliet Victor. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. This is G30 JV, Golf 3 Oscar Juliet Victor. I'm using the ADONIS microphone now, and I'm speaking fairly close to it. And I suspect there's not too much difference in the quality of the audio. If I move away either side, then you can hear that it's quite directional. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the gain up a bit on the microphone and come back, sit back, 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1, hello test. This now is the ADONIS microphone. I'm sitting back about 12 inches or so, and I've turned the mic gain up a bit to compensate, because obviously as you move back there's less audio coming out of the microphone. But this is not a bad, to me it doesn't sound a bad signal. You could sit here and have a QSO and you wouldn't really know that you're that far away from the microphone. If I go over here, I think you lose the punch, and I go over here, and as I come back into the microphone sort of focus area, then you will hear that we're back again with a punch. Let's turn this back down again. I'll close speak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, test. This is G30JV, Golf 3 Oscar Juliet Victor, G30JV carrying out tests for audio, and I'm using the ADONIS microphone at the moment. So let's now switch back to the Icom.
Again, apologies for the noise.
Right, we're now back on the Icom microphone. There's a bit more gain from the Icom microphone. Just take that back a bit. We're back on the Icom microphone now. As I said, there's not too much difference in the audio quality, but of course the advantage is that you're hands-free with the ADONIS. Okay, so let's go back onto the ADONIS now. Right, we're now back on the ADONIS, and there is a slight difference in the audio quality. Let me see what I'm switched to. Right, that was on low cut, so this is now on normal. I'm not sure on sideband you'll hear too much difference, but there we are. This is the ADONIS microphone. And I'll turn the gain up as I move back a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is Golf 3 Oscar Juliet Victor. Having a fairly leisurely QSO, provided I speak into the microphone. If I move away, lose all the punch. Go back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move away, lose all the punch. So it's definitely a focused microphone. And it's sort of thing that you could have a relaxing QSO, a relaxing QSO with. Trouble is, as soon as I move away from the microphone, you'll lose my audio. So let's take this off of transmit.
Right. Okay. So it's a sort of microphone that you could have a relaxing QSO with, and I'm pretty impressed with the way it works. It is worth mentioning that the audio response of the microphone can be modified by going into your transceiver, if indeed you've got that facility, and changing the transmit audio profile or equalization. I'm using the Icom range here. I've got the IC-9700 and the 7300 in fact. I'm just going to show you now how, if you're not aware of it, you can go into the Icom radios and change the transmit frequency response. So let's have a quick look at that. So we click the menu button, then we go to set, open that menu, we select tone, open that menu, select transmit, SSB, which is what I'm using at the moment, and we can then adjust the bass up or down. We can come out of that, and we can then go into treble, and we can adjust that up and down. And with those settings, you will change the frequency response or the effective frequency response of your audio. Now, if you happen to own the IC-7300 or 9700, you can go into the function menu, select transmitter bandwidth TBW and cycle through narrow, mid or wide, and that effectively gives you control over the bandwidth of your transmitted signal. So the ADONIS AM-UD1 microphone, well, it does the job. It's a desk microphone. It works well. I couldn't really detect too much difference in the audio quality between that and the microphone that comes with the Icom radios. Now, take that as you will. I think the Icom handheld microphones with the IC-7300 and the 9700 are excellent microphones. They work well, and the ADONIS doesn't really set out to improve that much. The reports I got was it's slightly more rounded audio response on the ADONIS, but it was marginal. I think the big feature of the ADONIS UD1 is that it enables you to sit back. It gives a focused audio response, and you can sit back 12 or even 15 inches, I suppose, and that microphone will predominantly pick up your voice, very little room reverberation, and that is its main feature. Then if you need to tailor the audio response to suit your voice, and of course the same applies if you're using the hand mic anyway, you can go into the menu system and you can make those changes. So I hope you found this video interesting. It's been rather an extensive one, fiddling around doing the test, but I've tried to convey as much as I can the microphone, how it works, the quality and what to expect. So thank you for watching this video. As usual, press the subscribe button if you want to be kept informed of upcoming videos. In the meantime, enjoy your ham radio, because that's what it's all about, and keep safe. Bye for now.